Curbing crime, the National Security Minister's plans to attack the menace.
Missing at sea, the desperate appeal after a jet ski operator disappears.
Job number one, scores converge to prepare themselves for employment. The National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kendino Knowles.
I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Well, Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage says crime and the fear of crime remains one of the top priorities of the Christie administration.
On Thursday, the minister will host a special forum on crime called Operation Ceasefire. He, along with the heads of the nation's armed forces, will hear the ideas and opinions of the public and hopefully find some solutions to the crime problem.
I don't think that you can govern a country properly unless you're prepared to consult with the people, to hear what their ideas are, and where they are practical, to incorporate them in your policy, whatever the field is. But more than that, I have been very aware from the time I became minister that we're not going to be able to solve the crime problem unless we involve the whole community. I promised when I became minister that at some point I would have a big forum and just listen to people. And that's what I want to start, this process of listening and consulting and hopefully responding and incorporating their ideas, not by myself. Whether we agree with the suggestions that are made or not is not so important as hearing what the suggestions are and seeing how we can incorporate any of them in our fight against crime.
Now, on the question of who stands to benefit from a forum like Thursday's gathering set for the St. Joseph Center on Boyd Road, the minister said the benefits go far beyond the obvious.
There's a fairly large percentage of our people who are living in fear of crime. There have been home invasions, for example. We know that there have been violent crimes, particularly in densely populated areas. And we've had instances where but for the grace of God, somebody could have been killed by a stray bullet. Unless and until we are able to make a major impact and a major reduction, particularly in the violent crimes, there is going to be this fear. And my objective is to reduce the fear along with reducing the incidence of crime, of violent crimes particularly. And hopefully everybody could take a deep breath and people could go about their business with less fear. It's very important.
The Operation Ceasefire Forum will be carried live on the ZNS network. However, the minister is encouraging citizens to come out in person. The format of the gathering is to have officials listen to the ideas and concerns being shared in a more intimate setting. Organizers are asking the public to be seated by 7:30 and to come early as space is limited. The public will also be able to participate in the forum by logging on to our website at www.znsbahamas.com. The forum starts immediately following Thursday's edition of The Bahamas Tonight.
Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell tonight is responding to claims made by Haiti's ambassador to the Bahamas. His Excellency Antonio Rodriguez said last week that in recent times the Haitian embassy has received numerous complaints about abuse. But he says those detainees have chosen not to take the same route as Cuban protesters.
I make the same comment I make with regard to Cubans. Or anyone who's in a detention center and believes that they have been abused by guards. Make a complaint, the complaint is investigated, and the law will follow its course. That's the principle of the Bahamas government. The Bahamas government does not support torture or inhumane treatment or abuse of detainees, period.
A few of his belongings have surfaced, but there's still no sign of Rufus Storr. Today, relatives of the jet ski operator are desperate for answers, but are still clinging to hope that he's found alive. Andrew Knowles spoke with them today.
So far, only Rufus Storr's jet ski, life vest, and t-shirt have been found. but yet still no sign of him. The 49-year-old owner and operator of Cool Runnings Water Sports was last seen operating a jet ski in waters just off Cabbage Beach Sunday afternoon. Ronaldo Dorset told ZNS News that he noticed a black and yellow jet ski drifting.
I saw two tourists that waved me and my cousin Nang actually to let us know that someone fell off the jet ski and that they were out there panicking and swimming for their life. We went out there and tried to assist by looking for the persons, whoever, before we assist by finding the lady. As we found the lady, I went back to the shore and got the tourist. The tourist let me know that there is an ex-gentleman out there.
Dorset says they went back out to search the waters and was later assisted by Defense Force Marines, but that search proved unsuccessful. On Monday, his family gathered on the Montague ramp, hopeful for answers.
We just want to be here to just have our faith reaffirmed and some missing links that is there. We just want closure. We want to know exactly what happened to Rufus, because Rufus is the type of person who's very meticulous, very honest, hard-working, reliable young man. Plus, he also was the ex-Defense Force officer, so he knows the water.
We just hoping everything goes well. God guiding us, God guiding them. Just hope for the best.
Several jet ski operators have also joined in the search efforts.
All we would like for her to please come to the family. We're not a fighting type person. We don't fight. We just want her to let her know that Rufus is a father, a brother, an uncle.
Several jet ski operators have also joined in the search efforts.
Almost 6 o'clock, I've been out there riding by myself, searching the Keys. I went to Blue Lagoon Island. I went all around Rose Island. I went Paradise Island. I just scrummed to see if I could see anything. But I hasn't came up with anything yet, but I'm going back out. We sent for another boat. I'm going back out there to see what I can do.
And as officials, along with jet ski operators, continue their search for Storr, family members say these Montague shorelines will be their home away from home until their loved one returns. Andrew Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Chinese Ambassador His Excellency Hu Shan says the construction of the multi-million-dollar Bahama project is said to be progressing extremely well. Construction of the project, which started more than 2 years ago, is being financed by the Chinese Export-Import Bank at a sum total of $2.6 billion.
Last week, I just met with Mr. Ismailian, the CEO of Bahama, also the president of the China Construction America, Mr. Ning Yuan, and everything is going very well, and it is expected to complete on time by the end of 2014. So we are confident that by the next year, and we will have thousands of Bahamians go to work.
现在他们已经开始进行在全世界进行推广项目的。
Now the companies, the Bahama is promoting this project and hotels worldwide.
现在呢，它的国际的会展中。
And also they are starting to take reservation for their convention centers.
我相信啊，在2014年底啊。
I trust that by the year end of 2014 we will see a grand, magnificent, modern facility in the Bahamas.
Scores turned out today for the start of the National Training Workshop. They were there to improve their attractiveness to employers offering scarce job opportunities. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labor, Philip Miller, gave participants these words of encouragement.
It really is a significant moment for us in that it signifies an important milestone in the training and development of the workforce in the Bahamas. To you, some 500, maybe 600 plus participants, I say you're on the right road to progress. Today, you are embarking on a new journey, a journey of self-empowerment, promotion, better opportunities for yourselves and your families.
Thousands of law enforcement officials are prepared to up the ante and take a strike poll if the Prime Minister does not reinstate their old medical coverage. The government reduced the group's medical insurance by $7 million this fiscal year, a move the group says only hurts their pockets. It forced them to file a trade dispute with the Department of Labor more than 2 weeks ago. Prime Minister Perry Christie recently stated in an interview with ZNS News that he will meet with members of the country's security forces about proposed changes to their health insurance plan. But Bahamas Customs and Allied Workers Union Vice President Sloan Smith believes that's not necessary.
The changes that came about did not come with consultation. I suppose it wasn't warranted or required. And even so, in that same vein, we don't feel as though there's a need to have discussion to change it back. That being what it is, we polled our members in New Providence and Grand Bahama, and thus far there is the decided position to pursue the legal courses within the framework of the law, which simply means file for strike poll.
Now, although the government cited a government representative benefiting from an increase in infant health care from the new plan, they say this is a rare occurrence compared to the thousands of officers and their families who experience accidents regularly.
But only on Thursday, we also realized the flip side of that an officer went in search of medical help. And because it seems because of the out-of-pocket costs, that they were so high compared to what it was, that was not possible. And as we know it today, that particular officer has expired.
Jurors in the coroner's inquest into the police custody death of 36-year-old Jamie Smith visited the scene at the Central Detective Unit today. Smith was found dead in a cell at the CDU back on February 8th. A pathologist found that he died from a lack of oxygen. Before jurors headed to CDU, however, they heard from forensic toxicologist Cyprian Colley. Colley testified that he received, among other things, tubes containing Jamie Smith's blood and bile fluid for analysis. After conducting tests, Colley said he found tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, in Smith's blood, which indicated that the 36-year-old used marijuana before he died. The inquest has been adjourned to Thursday before acting coroner Janine Weish-Gomez.
In our first look at weather, the tropics remain very quiet this evening, but outside of our studios, we have partly cloudy skies, temperature 86 degrees, your relative humidity 63%, winds out of the southeast at 9 knots, barometric pressure 1,015.7 millibars, that's 29.99 inches, and it is steady. But stay tuned, temperatures around the Family Islands, travel and boating forecast is still to come.
A meeting on the principles of education.
And urban renewal workers talk ethics. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Lux Men's Warehouse.